What up, YouTube? It's me, Kevin. Now, they say that reclaiming screens is probably the worst part about screen printing, but I would say this is the worst part about screen printing. Having to tape every screen off every time and having to take the tape off and then having to ball it up and throw it in the trash. It's just cumbersome. It just takes up so much time and it's annoying. This is the worst part about screen printing. So stick around and I'll show you a way to eliminate a bunch of this. Here I have a standard 20 by 24 inch screen and a 16 inch scoop coater, which is the industry kind of go-to. Well, the issue with the 16 inch scoop coater is that as you coat, you're left with a gap. The gap needs to be addressed because if you don't put tape on there, you will get ink deposits that will leak through on the other sides. It will get on your garments. It could possibly get on your platens. But for the most part, as you raise and lower it, it'll probably get on your fingers. And once you get ink on your fingers, it's just a matter of time before you realize that you're touching everything and there's ink on everything that you've touched. Now, they go from a 16 inch to an 18 inch. And the problem with the 18 inch is that it is too wide. What they need to make is a 17 inch because the gap between here and there is 17 inches. Well, you can't add to the 16 inch, but you can take away from the 18. So I have my 18 inch scoop coater and it is 18 inches to the dot. Now, it's 17 inches on the inside of the screen, but not all screens are gonna be 100% 17. So I don't want to make this 17. I want to make it just shy of 17, maybe like 16 3/4, maybe a little more, but no more than that really. It'll give me a little bit of wiggle room, but not enough wiggle room that I'm going to be throwing my ink that far over for it to get through the screen. So the first thing I want to do is mark 16 3/4. Now that you have your mark, you can take a rubber hammer or a little plastic mallet and knock the end cap off. It's glued on there and wedged pretty good. You might can just manually pull it off with your hand, but if you're going to use a hammer, be careful because you don't want to scratch this up or beat it up because you will be using it on your screens and you don't want to cut your screens in the process. That's why I wouldn't use a metal hammer. And then be careful when you go to cut this, because once this is off, you can cut that with either a grinder, a hacksaw, or sawzall, whatever you want to use to cut this thing. But then burr the edges a little bit so that you can clean it up to fit this piece back on here. Woo! Ha! So, if you noticed, I did not glue the end cap on. Emulsion will eventually make its way up in there and harden it for me, so I don't have to have an adhesive. If it makes you feel better, put you some glue on there. It'll hold it on there, but it's pretty tight fit. It'll hold itself on there pretty well, and you don't have to worry about it coming off. But that will eliminate your tape issues from having to tape it around the edges. Now, if you're messy with your ink, like it's not going to keep it off the actual screen itself. So if you're worried about your screen getting ink all over it, you're still going to have to tape off. You will still have to tape your registration marks off. But I'll leave links in the description of all the stuff that I've used, including this little tape dispenser. Super nice, super easy. Better than scissors and I don't know, whatever else I used to use. But 120 grit sandpaper is what I used to buff out the, I guess, burrs from the Sawzall. If you use a grinder or something, you may still need to buff out just a little bit to get that end cap back on. But if there is a video you'd like to see, please write it down in the comment. If this video helped you out, a thumbs up would be much appreciated. If you haven't subscribed, that would be great if you did. For those that are subscribed, thank you. You're the best. And until next time,